right, I apologize about that. But welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den is a community and a conversation. And I gotta fix this. I don't know why it's looking all crazy. I don't know what's different. But a community and a conversation where, you know, opinions are uncensored, unfiltered. You're allowed to speak what you feel, even though we may not all agree about the same things. We may not all have the same beliefs. You know, we're all friends in the Den. So let's get that looking a little so. That may look a little bit better. All right, we'll go with that. I think that'll work. I ain't gonna disappear too much. But here's the deal. Welcome to the Den again. We'll see who all we have joining us this evening. What's the motherfucking deal? If you guys are new to this and not true to this, I welcome you again. This is not a place for the easily offended because, again, all opinions, all thoughts, all beliefs are welcome. This is a discussion where we have a chance to interact. We try to have a social conversation. You know, that's the problem with the world these days, is that people can't disagree anymore without people getting mad, getting offended, wanting to fight, want to report, cuss, beat each other up, all that dumb stuff. Man. People aren't allowed to have opinions anymore that differ from yours. If your opinion is different, then you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're a moron. No matter how legitimate your argument may be, no matter what kind of facts you may have to back up your beliefs, you know, that's just the kind of society that we live in today. Now, it'd be great to have had, I forgot what I did with my pens and pencils. As you can tell, I'm just a little bit out of whack, a little bit last minute, a little bit there we go right there. A little bit out of order. You're out of order. This whole fucking courtroom is out of order. Now, let's see who we have joining us. Let's see who we have joining us this evening. T'Challa, all your beliefs are wrong. You believe in the boogeyman. No, Heidi, you're stupid. Little kid shuffle rat. That's very interesting. But let's see who we got going in. Who's in joining us? DeMarcus. Dynamo won the championship. Astros won the AL West. Rockets won the ball this season, but the pigskin team, we don't even want to talk about that. DeMarcus, Heidi, Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal? Eastside Hero, what's the motherfucking deal? Jay Stats, Joshua, Jaja, T'Challa, always good to see you. I gave you power. Hope I didn't skip anybody, but welcome everybody. I am not a woman hater, you know. I just feel like, I mean, because I'm willing to be aware of the power that women have. I'm a hater because I acknowledge the fact that women have the ability to do just as much damage as any man. That I'm a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm an acknowledger. But that's not what we're talking about today. But what we are talking about today kind of has to do with what you're talking about. The blame game. Oh, they actually play Katie. That's why he said fuck Katie. So they're actually playing Katie. Oh, poor Kenneth. We'll never see him again. It was nice while it lasted, I guess. Yeah, I'm all about equal rights. I have equal belief. Like, I don't think that, I honestly don't feel like I am a woman hater. I truly honestly believe that I feel like women have just as much ability as any man in this world, and I acknowledge them with equal reverence, I guess you could say. That a woman can do anything. Women can be just as intelligent, if not more intelligent. They can be just as successful. I was watching, what's the shark name? God damn, I can't think of his name. Not fucking the little weird one in the middle, the bald-headed one. Not Jeff Foxworthy. Not the chick. I mean, she's short-haired, not quite bald-headed. Not Mark Cuban, but the other guy. Not the black dude, because he don't ever buy shit. Fuck, what is his name? I can't think of his name right now. But the little bald-headed Kevin Leary, not Kevin Leary. Kevin something. But that guy, I was watching, you know, he owns several businesses and I think a couple of investing companies, and he was just talking about how it works. And he was saying that his I was going to say something funny, but I'm not going to do it. But he was saying that, you know, he invested in a lot of companies, a lot of startups, And the startups that he saw the most benefit from were all ran by women. And I was like, interesting. And he was just talking about because of the way women think about things, the way women approach things, and the way women set goals as compared to men. And so I took that into account. I took that nugget, and I was just like, okay, cool, you know. And like I said, I honestly do not. Like, I mean, if I look at it as anybody else, the same way I talk about stupid fucking rappers and stupid fucking, all these motherfuckers are lame, but I'm generally talking about men. We don't acknowledge that I dismiss men just the same way I, like, you know, thoughty, trashy women. I just dismiss a lot of people. Am I right for that? I mean, I guess it's just a matter of your opinion. But people just make it seem like because those people tend to be of that sex, and they say that I am a hater of whatever. What woman has inspired my decision making? Let's see, who is a prominent woman that I would say has benefited? I mean, honestly, I don't go out looking for a lot of women, but I mean, there has been women who I've picked up advice, just like I can't remember old buddy's name, but there's been women, like I say, I've seen that have been motivational, inspirational. I wouldn't say my mom. I mean, she has an impact. I have to get away from the similar decision making that we've had in the past. So that's definitely something I wouldn't say my mom is. She's probably affected it, but I wouldn't say inspired is not the word that I would use. There's one. I'll think of one eventually. But I mean, you know, what women run companies like Gates and Bezos and, you know, Musk, regardless if you think he's a scammer or not. There's not a lot of women on that level. But, you know, you look at, like, what is that, Iceland, where they basically have all the women that are running the government, and they are doing quite well. I think that's neato. I have no problem with that. But as far as, you know who's actually inspirational? I don't know her name. But the chick who started Spanx, I think she's very inspirational because she started out of her fucking apartment when she was on Oprah. And she made it seem like she was just really running up. She set her apartment up to make it look like it was an office. She had some friends come over, and that blew her up. Like, I thought that was a nifty hustle. But I don't know her name, you know. But she's quite well off now. So the thing is, I don't remember everybody's name, you know. A lot of older. Oh, what's her name? I'll tell you who. I'll tell you a woman who's inspired me that I've talked about. Madam C.J. Walker. Very brilliant. Very brilliant. Came from being a slave, and then she made millions, literal millions, not these modern day millions, accounting for inflation and everything, like $1 million when it was $1 million. The girl that found Osama bin Laden, the girl that he was boinking, she found Osama bin Laden, all right. So there are women here and there that I would say would be motivational and inspirational, just not as many, you know, because not as many women get into that avenue. So I don't think that there's a thing to, I don't think that's any bias at all whatsoever. You guys are just trying to pin a bad rap on me. But let's talk about what we're talking about tonight. And I think you guys are already initiating that. The ladies are already initiating that. And that is the blame game. The blame game. Did she fire the shot? She ain't fired the shot. She don't get the credit. Just like I don't give Obama the credit for fucking finding him. Obama got him. Obama did it. No, he didn't. He didn't go in there. He didn't risk his life. But the blame game. And what I mean by the blame game is, let me make sure I get a fresh page because there's some things I want to jot down and want to discuss. The blame game. People who blame other people for their problems. And one of those things that I mean is, like, let's take race for instance. It's a conversation you have when I have with a lot of, I don't know what the Mexicans talk about, and again, the Mexicans are all of you, Hispanic, Latin, whatever, you know, not to be dismissive, but you know I lump all y'all in one category. I don't got time to be breaking it all up, you know, the good Mexicans and the bad Mexicans, bad hombres. I don't know what Arabs, I don't know what Asians, you know, how they feel, how they discuss white people. I don't think they do it the same. But I know I have conversations with other black people, and something that I find odd. And we talked about this time I had the Black Power or the Why I Don't Subscribe as a pro-black conversation. And that is, anytime you have a quote-unquote pro-black conversation, it's mostly, the majority of it is about white people. And so my thing is, are you having an anti-white conversation or a pro-black conversation? The people who try to justify it, there is no justification. Because for some reason it seems that you can't have one without the other. So what would you be without, white people? Because that's my thing. But that blame, white people did this, white people did that, and it goes all over the place. And so my thing is, in that sense, the blame. White people did all this stuff to us. Well, what about those of us who were successful? Then the next blame is because they did something, they sold out, or they did something else. Not because they're living good, not because they worked hard, not because they put in the work. What's the motherfucking deal, Trey? Or you have people who blame their situations on other people. Well, if this would have never happened, I would have never. Well, if they would have never this, I would have never. And so it's like, what power do you have on your own? How does this other person have so much ability to control your life? You know what I'm saying? When the real issue is your Bible was a base head. Yeah, and that's the thing too. You'll have people who will sit here and say some shit like, oh, the white people, they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, they have all the leverage and all this. But we don't want to talk about not the fact because your mama decided she was a fucking crackhead and she decided to have you when she knew she couldn't take care of you. We're not going to acknowledge that. We'll point the blame in every other, no, but that's my mama, so okay. But we're not going to point to the fact that your mom brought you into the world in a situation in which she was not prepared to have you. We don't acknowledge that. We don't have those hard conversations. It's easier to point the blame at some other excuse, some non-existent figure, We talk about, all the time with the NFL players who go off and buy their mom this, that, and the third. We talk about Geis who went and bought his mom a fucking car that's probably more expensive than the house she was living in. And the next thing is, I'm gonna buy my mom a car, and he goes and fucks his leg up, so he don't even get to play his rookie year. I understand loving people. I understand, wanting to take care of your people. But I think there's a limit on that. I think, we've got that conversation before, and that'll be a conversation we'll have again. But as far as blame, as far as life insurance ain't that much. The thing is, it's easier to blame everything else, and I can acknowledge when I blame things back in the past. I can't do this, and this because of this. Well, it's not the fact that I'm getting lit every day and, getting high and, and I'm talking about even prior to the den, before any of these streams and things, doing things back in the day. It's not that, or it's not the fact that I'm not exerting my energy in the right directions. I can't acknowledge that. It's something else. It's some external force that's keeping me from doing me some good. But I can validate all the negative that I've been doing. I can justify all the negatives that I've been doing. My thing is, the blame game is a dirty game because there's no winners. Because the blame always starts with yourself. Ever seen the Kawhi meme yet? No, I haven't. Damn, I'm kinda hungry-ish. So you're kinda hungry. Your ass ain't hungry. It don't even make no damn sense. You get a cheap policy when you're young, so your family can inherit some cash, maybe $400,000 on the low end. Leave it for your dog. Because your family don't love you anyway. They'll try to take your ass out. But my thing is, black people can afford life insurance. If they can afford J's and they can afford fucking Gucci belts and all this other shit, you can afford fucking life insurance. But here's the deal. We have to stop playing the blame game. Because as long as you point that finger, you know, and I tell you, my pops, he ain't teach me a whole lot. Well, he taught me some things. I may not have retained a whole lot of it, you know. And I had blame for him at one point in time. Oh, it's because, you know, this, and this. Well, it doesn't matter because there's been a lot of motherfuckers who don't even know their damn fathers who've been able to move on and, you know, accomplish certain things that I would make excuses for. You know, that never had that contact even when the line was open. No gummy worms. Give me a whatchamacallit. I'd appreciate it. So, I mean, you know, there's lots of things that we can blame. But what you have to be willing to do, and even if you have habits now, you have situations in your life now, you got to kind of look deep inside. And you got to tap into your memory bank. And you have to figure out, why do I blame these particular things? You have to go back to where those thoughts first started. You have to change the feelings associated with those thoughts. Because as long as you have that blame, you'll always have a crutch. You'll always have an excuse as to why you can't. You'll always have an excuse to why you aren't able to. And that will always be a limiting belief in your life. And like, I can sit here and blame white people. White people, there's too many of them in America. There's too many white people and I can't do anything with my life. Okay, well, how does that help me? How does that get me into, how does that help me out? See, I see most broke people want to travel. Is that good? No. The blacks doing the most traveling is these fucking IG thotties. You know what I mean? So I mean that's that. The IG thotties fucking thinking the rapper gonna pay for them when they don't put out. I'm good, love, enjoy. That's kind of where you're at with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with traveling. You know, they got plans where you can save up. You know, pay a little bit here, pay a little bit there, and you know, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to say don't go travel, even if you are broke. Fuck it, you know, see something different, because that difference you see might be the spark in your life that motivates you to do better. That might be the spark in your life that puts you on another level. That might ignite that fire. Be on social media is trying to start, absolutely, but you don't see Sugar Daddy as the one taking the damn picture. You know, you don't see that old ass fucking Armenian that sent for him. When I send for you, you come, bitch. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a wild thing. But again, because what's so funny about the blame game is, where's the credit game? Where is it? I'm not talking about your actual credit, your credit score, and all that other shit, FICOs and shit. What is it, Experian and all them other motherfuckers. But I'm talking about, well, whichever ones didn't get fucking hacked. But I'm talking about when you blame somebody for hindering you from doing something, but then when it's time for you to gain and get something, people only give themselves credit. They never want to give credit to the people that helped them they get to that stepping stone. You know? Like, you have to give credit where credit is due. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on opportunities. Everybody's always me. You know, this, that, and the third is why I can't do it. Like, this is something I'm really trying to work on. You know, we talked about forgiveness the other day. And a topic I want to have soon is I want to talk about love. And I want to talk about, you know, it's a tough thing to do because, you know, most people don't want to say they love everybody. Most people sit there and it's easy to say I hate everybody. And I say it often. But you have to learn to love. You have to be able to love people. You don't have to listen to everything they say. You don't have to listen to what people tell you to love them. But you can have an appreciation for people and what they bring to your life and what they bring to the world and everything else. That's a facet of life I'm trying to work on. Having that unconditional love feeling, you know, freeing yourself up from the stress of hate and anger and all that other stuff. And maybe that'll help me get rid of the road rage. I love you, you fucking shitty driver. But don't travel to Honduras. I'm on the way. Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? But yes, it's extremely easy to put the blame on anyone else. Travel to Honduras, you can order pizza for 25 cents. Travel to Europe, what? 25-cent pizza? Ah, if I wasn't vegetarian in right now. But my thing is here, you know. It is theorized that people love less, more the same gender animosity towards the opposite gender. Stop. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. It is, and that's a legitimate thing. Because, I mean, all you got to do is go to toxic Twitter. All the black women hate the black guys. All the black guys hate the black bitches. Nobody loves anybody. It's like 3 people on there saying, I love my black people. Then somebody comes in there, well, you're stupid for loving black people. You dumb fucker. Then here comes Braylon with the hard ER. And then, man, actually, you know what I was reading today about why a lot of this feminization is taking place. And they were talking about the uptick in birth control and that there's certain, you know, they're turning the freaking frogs gay. I hope I don't get banned for that. But they were talking about the uptick in birth control and how birth control has, you know, estrogen. It's a certain type of estrogen that basically doesn't get filtered out. Certain communities have quality, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically quality water, whatever. I can't think of the word right now of the stations, but that actually can get it out. But poorer communities tend not to have that. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, but what happens is, so when a woman's on birth control and she pisses, it doesn't get filtered out, you know, as much, because they're talking about how, like, a lot of these fish are becoming feminine. Like, even though, you know, Alex Jones may sound like, oh, he's turning the freaking frog, like a joke, but I mean, what he's saying is not a lie. But it doesn't turn the frog gay, but it is feminizing, you know, a lot of the wildlife, and a lot of this getting out into the oceans and things like that too. But what it is, it's the estrogen not being able to be filtered out because you can't get rid of it. And what it does, it intensifies. It's because it's a stronger form of estrogen than what women naturally have. And love, baby. Appreciate the love, Jared Key, man, showing some dropping some dollars in the den. I don't know. That's I had to think of something for that. Dropping some dollars in the den. Appreciate the love, Jared Key. We'll find out. I'll get some details on that because, like I say, it was just kind of a little bit of a mix up, and then but it's still gonna happen. So like, there's no worries on that. But again, like I say, we'll make it shake. But here's the deal, though. But they were saying basically because it's feminizing a lot of the fish, it's fucking up the ecosystems. And so what you have, though, is a lot of these poor communities, aka black communities, that don't have quality filtration systems, that don't, you know, and even if you have brittle water filters and things like that, that doesn't get it all out. Because they were saying that, what is this, like, now you got to deal with fluoride and the estrogen, but there are certain things that you can use to help get that type of stuff out. But that's what they're saying is, like, you starting to see a feminization of these men in these poor communities, and that's why you're seeing these numbers that you're coming across, and so that's why you're seeing so many. Let's try to be PC. That's why you're seeing so many of the fruity, fun guys coming out of the lower end communities. And that's kind of the reason why that it is. That's what they're saying. So, unfortunately, that is what it is. So, it's in the burgers now. The cows live in poor black communities. They're drinking the water, and then it's in the piece of the burger. Should have knew it. Brandon solved the problem. It's those goddamn poor black cows. Should have fucking knew it. Can't trust them motherfuckers. Appreciate you, Jason S. Appreciate you for coming through, man. You know, stay away from the strawberry milk. Strawberry milk comes from poor black cows. But here's the deal, though, man. But talking about blame, man. Blame is a delegation of power, because the thing about blame that is so wonderful is when you say, hey, I blame myself. That means you're delegating the ability to fix the situation to yourself. When you blame somebody else, or I blame my parents, or I blame the white man, or I blame every Latin Mexican, or I blame that bean burrito I ate last week from that suspect taco truck, you know, I don't think that last one counts. But when you place blame elsewhere, you're taking power away from yourself. You know, hey, if it's a problem, blame me. It's my fault. I'll take the blame, because that means I also have the ability to rectify the situation. Oh, what? Hold up, 6 months of oil cost. Let me borrow a tree fitting. I got this goddamn Loch Ness monster bothering the shit out of me. But again, like I say, you know, it's simply about accepting the responsibility. Again, when you sit here and say it's because of this, it's because of that, you don't realize what you're doing. You don't realize that you're just giving it all away. I'm just saying, hey, I'm weaker. When you blame people, you're basically saying how weak you are. Every time you point the finger and blame something, this is why I can't do this. This is why I can't do that. Now, if it's something somebody really did, like if you're parked at a fucking, or you stopped at a stop sign and the motherfucker just ran into the back of you, you can blame that motherfucker, because they did that shit. You stupid fuck. You fucking ran into me. Fucking asshole. But when you're talking about personal experiences and things in your life and events in your life that have happened, maybe they were traumatic, maybe they were detrimental to you. But what tends to be the problem with that, and again, this I apply to myself, and this is something that I work on and I have to continue to think about. When you allow that to be the reason instead of finding a solution, finding a workaround, then the blame that you take on yourself is just that you allowed that situation to have that much of an impact on you. Of course, things are going to affect you, but they should always be temporary. They shouldn't be permanent. You know, you got to find that solution. Again, you know, I say, you know, 5% problem, 95% solution, because what happens is we tend to flip it around and we blow these problems into these epic things that we can never overcome, and then they end up staying with us. But you got to find that you got to spend 5% of the problem. 'Cause, I mean, you know the problem. When you have a problem, and this is what's crazy, because most people do this, and again, like I say, I'm not immune to this myself, and sometimes I have to kind of, you know, remember these things. 5% problems. When you have a situation, you tend to know what the problem is in its entirety. Okay, this is what I'm dealing with. This is all the bad with it. Once you know that, and there's nothing else to it, then you should immediately begin working on a solution to that problem. Like, no more thinking about the problem and how it's affecting me, because I know everything negative about it. But what we tend to do is continue to harp on that problem, and it grows, and it becomes something bigger than what it really is. We blow it up into something mentally bigger than what it is. And a lot of times when we do solve the problem, or there is a solution to it, either, you know, we're happy that we resolve it, and then we look back and say, oh man, that shit wasn't even that bad. Or if it's a problem that you're trying to acquire some, or whatever is the solution to that problem isn't even all that worthwhile. So that's why I say you look at that problem, and then you put that bitch in a jar, close it up, and you figure out, how do I solve this fucking problem? How do I resolve this issue? How do I fix it? And so, I mean, it is what it is. Oh, what? You talking about luck? Let's take Heidi's hedging advice. But again, what you have to think about is, I should have bought fucking Nikes when people were burning the shoes. So you got to remember, the brain is a supercomputer, and consciousness is the eyes to which control. Yes. It's actually pretty liberating to take responsibility for your own fuck ups. You become the author of your own script. Absolutely. Heidi over there singing fucking Cardi B, I make money moves, with a German accent while she flosses. That is hilarious. That's crazy, but that's big bucks. What is that? Several thousand percents. My thing is this though. I blame Heidi for not giving me that tip in 2010 and 2011. So now it's worthless to me. But again, like I say, you know, when you blame people for not telling you certain things, oh, they didn't tell me this, and I could have known that. Just like I blame Heidi for this bad stock advice. But here's the blame. I need to blame myself for not having looked into it earlier. I would have to blame myself for not being more familiar with these things. Like, there's always a reason that you can find a solution. There's always a way that you can take responsibility for your actions. And Cardi B makes music for bras who wash themselves in the bathroom sink after overnight sexual encounters. Absolutely right. Okay, well, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep one eye open. Yeah, because again, I think the experts are saying 2020 there will be another recession, so you better get your money right now. My thing is, though, about the blame, man. Enhance your power, enhance your ability, you know. Like the name, I gave you power. That means he's out there blaming people. I gave you power. He gave all his power away because he blamed everybody else. You know what I'm saying? He blamed the entire world for liking the Spurs. Man who goes, it's all over with. Now he's blaming everybody. But my thing is this, man. You have to figure it out. You have to resolve your own problems. You have to resolve your own issues instead of blaming anybody else. And then at the same time, if somebody does assist you, someone does help you out, someone does give you that little nugget, because I always say this is another saying I have. A nugget of knowledge can get you further than college. And what I mean by that is the right piece of advice can accelerate you through life. You know what I mean? The right piece of information can put you in a position just like that. Okay? Just like, hey, you bought the American Airlines stock. If you would have had that information in 2010 and you had an extra couple of $1,000, that little piece of information, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to spend this fucking Pell Grant, or I'm going to take this fucking money that I'm going to pay, and I take it and I spent it on stocks instead of spending it at school. Wasted it on a pair of J's, or you put $1,000 get you 2 or 3 pair of J's. Goddamn, as much as them motherfuckers is now. It's motherfuckers who got dead stock J's from 2010 right now. They probably feeling great about them, but they wouldn't have that same increase that they would have had they bought those stocks. So that's what I'm saying. Like a nugget of knowledge can get you further than college, because you got a lot of people who've gone to college, they've gotten degrees in underwater basket weaving, and now they are baristas, or what are the dudes called? Baristos, bar guys. You know, bar guys. But again, you know, because it depends on what you pick. You hear about a lot of people say, "Oh, degrees aren't worth shit now anymore." Well, that means you picked a fucking degree in the wrong fucking field. I mean, nobody told you to go get a degree in the field that's not going to be worthwhile. Like, pretty soon, a lot of these teachers are going to be really upset because they're going to start finding ways. I remember back in a few years back, a Japanese guy was talking about how in Japan, basically, they've been doing everything on tablets. And it's basically one teacher, students do everything on tablets, and they don't have to use as many teachers. And so what's going to happen is similar situations are going to happen in America, because, you know, we're a couple of years behind Japan. We're a few years behind Japan. And a lot of teachers are going to start losing jobs. Automation is going to become big. AI is going to become very big. And so you better start getting your money now and be ahead of the game, because all of these things are about to start taking over, and a lot of these menial jobs are not going to be available. A lot of people are going to be upset and looking to blame any and everybody else. They're going to blame rich people. Oh, it's the rich people that are making it impossible for us to have jobs. No, they're finding a way to make more money because they're going to be smarter about it. Rather fucking use a robot or some type of artificial intelligence that can operate 24 hours a day, that is extremely efficient, that does it accurately every time. You don't have to account for any error, that human error, and you don't have to deal with healthcare. You don't have to deal with risk. You don't have to deal with sabotage that people bring, and you have to account for that. Now, there's going to have to be people who are smart enough to take care of those deals, who will be able to have to program those things. So I would suggest that be the field that you get into. So I think that how does stocks work exactly? Well, go public. We're going to take Soft Sports public. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, that's the lick right. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all think I'm bullshit. And I've been saying this for a long time. This was like before even the shit really got popular. And I should have done it, and I should still going to do it. We're still in the early phases. Men and women hate each other more and more. The more that this Me Too thing takes off, the more that this Me Too thing grows, sex box will be in high demand. More motherfuckers will be getting it because the hypergamy is going to be at an extreme all-time high. It's only going to be certain guys getting action. And a lot of dudes just going to say, fuck dealing with these bitches and their bullshit. All the shit that's happening right now to everybody, even the false accusations, they're going to be like, look, I got this realistic robot. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever get on the fucking rag. Gives me what I want every time. Doesn't complain about I ain't giving her what she needs. And they're going to fuck with the goddamn robot. The robot's going to be programmed to say all the things that they want. And they're going to be happy with it. Fucking if porn is sufficient and it's a thriving industry, the fucking bots will definitely be a thriving industry. And so it sounds like a joke, but I mean, shit, motherfuckers gonna fuck with it. The same way the fucking, I remember seeing that shit and I was like, wow, this is a thing. At the sex shop, it was a few years back, 'cause it's been a while since I've been to a fucking sex shop, but I always find those places to be very interesting. But they have like the porn star pussies, where basically it's just the lower half of the porn star is supposed to be a replica of their pussy, and then it might be like an ass that comes with it or something like that. If that was a thing that was selling, the full robot would be a fucking thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, just not being funny. I mean, this is a real thing. So the robot will sell. You get your fucking robot, like these fucking porno bitches, if they're smart and they got a name for themselves now, they need to link up with a fucking company that makes these bitches and go ahead and sell themselves. Like, these bitches would make so much more money selling themselves, and people would buy this shit. If dudes out here willing to trick off some of the money that they tricking off on these bitches, motherfuckers will buy the replica bitch. I'm telling you, they'll watch their porn while they fucking the little replica robot. So do I think video games are porn have caused women to overtake men in universities? Could be. It could be quite possible. But we don't care. Nobody cares. I'm a woman hater, so I don't care. But I mean, that'd probably be a valid reasoning, because I mean, you got so many motherfuckers who are trying to become professional gamers. You see parents trying to push their kids to become professional gamers. You got a lot of dudes who spend a lot of time trapped in the FAP. Women, they already got all the sex objects they need. They fucking. But here's the thing, though. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, okay? Because we talk about all the sex robots. That's weird. Guys are weird, and porn and poon. Who has the biggest selection of fucking shit in the fucking porn shop? It's fucking women. The porn shops wouldn't even allow all these fucking, well, I don't know. There's the suspects, the culprits too. They fucking got like 1,000 variations of dildo, the big black donkey and the purple mudslingers and all the whatever the fucks they got. They have all the fucking toys. I mean, but yet men, because dildos are just become an acceptable part of society. Women have been fucking fake objects for decades and nobody bats an eye about it. But when men start doing it, now it's become a thing. It's become a thing now. So you need assistance in your crushing. You're utilizing these tools. If it wasn't for these tools, then would you be getting demolished by all these young men? I can't believe it. I can't believe it, Heidi. You're using this to your advantage. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. The women got all the fucking tools. They got all the weird shit. Butter churning stick. Splinters like a motherfucker. That seemed like that would be fucking painful as fuck. Bitch would get all cut up. She gonna need some tweezers. Like how desperate are you? I don't know. I don't know if it's for the closeted gays. I'm sure they're getting a piece of the action. But I know it's some damn dirty disco dykes who swear that they hate men, but they sure love some dildos. They hate men, but they love what's attached to them. Everybody's staying back there who cares. Yeah, that was I was wondering too, because I was like, man, fucking had to be horrible back then. Like, fucking, there was no summer's eve. Motherfuckers balls was probably musty. He was just slapping together a whole funk pot, just stirred up. Shit was probably smoke coming up from fucking the bedroom and shit. Yeah, fucking little kids was stinky too. Kids just came out funky. It's true, but here's the deal. I'm just saying though, because look, was that mirror and all that other shit that they were fucking the oils and shit. Look, when you put scents, fragrances on top of funk, you just get some funky fragrance. But here's the deal. Girls can buy dildos, but guys can't buy a sex doll 3,000 with vibrating action and nut tray. That's awful. But back then they didn't have showers and shit like that. I'm talking about, think about when motherfuckers were pioneering the frontier. You think that it was good like that? I think not. I think motherfuckers out in the bucket. Well, come on, dear, let's get us some action in tonight. Well, let me go out by the well and pump some water. She fucking stared over a fucking great grandma said they would use fluoride. Wow. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. It was a process, like, and the women were still getting disappointed. They ain't had no fucking options. But used to do the business bucket. Yeah, that's what shit. That's probably, man, they probably didn't even have buckets back then. They went around behind the bush, took a fucking shit, and then wiped their ass with some leaves. Hopefully it wasn't no poison ivy. Very interesting thing I was thinking about. What do they say? That little fucking meme, you know, with the little monkey or whatever that is, that puppet that be looking sideways. And it said if AIDS is a sexually transmitted disease, then who was the first one to get it? I mean, people fucking don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, the people are, I mean, we're talking about blame, and somehow we get to fucking sex dolls, donkey fucking, and stinky cooters in the pioneering days. You know who was winning? You know who was really winning? Fucking prostitutes in San Francisco around the gold mine, the gold boom. Motherfuckers was running out there mining and shit. When motherfuckers did come, they came back with a couple little flakes. They were over there fucking. But how did the monkeys get AIDS? If monkeys and humans are so similar, why weren't the monkeys just falling out from AIDS? That's what I'm trying to wonder. Like, why weren't the monkeys just fucking falling out from AIDS? Like, Was there ever just an incident where all these monkeys were just because the monkeys are fucking, all right? The bonobos especially. The chimps are mean. Bonobos are the freaky monkeys. They love everybody. You got to watch out for those bonobos. They'll do something bad to you. But yeah, that's what they say it started. I remember they said something about they said like a gay guy went to Africa, humped a monkey, and then the monkey gave him the dirty. Then he came back, got gay with a bunch of people when he came back. And then by the time they found patient zero, it was too late. Because it was something like they said like he had a fucking black book of motherfuckers and he was supposed to be trying to contact people, but then it was just way out the way. Says maybe that's what's wrong with us. We should never let women know what an orgasm was. I'm pretty sure it happened on accident. The first female orgasm was definitely an accident. And then she went and told her friends, and the rumor began, and it was all over from there. There were all these rappers getting girls pregnant, rapper girls getting pregnant on school. Well, who's pregnant now? Young M.A.? She's pregnant now? That's fucking funny. That's fucking hilarious. That's a very interesting. I wonder who comes up with some of these definitions sometimes. Who's going to the Urban Dictionary and putting some of these definitions in? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You know, let's let's open up the Denline, man, and let's take some calls on the blame, and I guess we can discuss the female orgasm and all the good things that come along with that. So that's particularly odd, but hey. It is what it is. The Carlos Correa of orgasm. Young little, big little. See, you gotta have a lil in the front, lil young, big little, big little. Like, the crazy thing about it, the craziest of all names, like, how did Notorious B.I.G. get to be Biggie Smalls too? Like, how'd you get to have both? North Korea. Why do famous people get to do stupid shit? What are the fucking kids' names? I saw that there was a thing. They were making fun of one of those Kardashians' kids because they were talking about how she was blacker than all those ones. They were talking about it was ugly and all that other shit. I mean, well, that's what happens when you, like, yeah, people are entitled to their opinion. All kids are not cute. All right, there's some ugly fucking kids out there. Let's be honest. You know, it's some ugly little motherfuckers. All kids ain't cute. Some of them babies look like shit. Some of the fucking babies out there look like Beetlejuice, and I'm not talking about the good Beetlejuice like the movie. I'm talking like Beetlejuice, like the Howard Stern Beetlejuice. And matter of fact, I remember that was like an episode of Seinfeld when they were talking about the ugly baby. But my thing is this: like, if you have an ugly baby, and you know the fucking baby is ugly, like, I'm not a person who just, oh, all kids are cute. No, the fuck they're not. All right, there's some ugly motherfucking kids out there. You know what I'm saying? And you need to acknowledge if your kid just ain't A1. Like, yeah, you know that baby ain't winning no pageants. You know what I'm saying? But fucking yeah, I was a little fat chunky baby. I was like a little Hulk when I was little. I fucked up the game somehow. I was definitely supposed to be much stockier than I am. I don't know where it went wrong, but I was a solid small little child, and I definitely had an angry face. The face definitely stayed the same. So that's one. I'm gonna find some old throwback Honcho pictures. I'll post them on. Damn, do I have some? I had some. Cause I had scanned a bunch of them, and then I don't think I saved them, motherfuckers. I think that hard drive crashed. Or I lost. I have no idea where it's at. When I moved and did a bunch of stuff. But yeah, definitely I would definitely should have been much stockier than I am. I went through, like, when I got on, I was like super slim. Definitely when I was younger, took after my dad's side of the family. But no, I hadn't seen it. Y'all know I'm sketchy with the gram. But here's the deal, though. If you got an ugly baby, don't be trying to put the baby in people's face, because you know you're putting people in an odd situation. Like, normal etiquette is to say, "Oh, the baby is cute," you know. But if your kid is ugly, nobody wants to offend you and say, "Man, look, you got some shitty ass genes." You know, hopefully, you know, the future's better for the kid. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, you got to call it a wrap, man. Like, keep it as quiet as you can. You know, get a kid a couple of years. Hopefully it, you know, develops into whatever it is. You say India Royale and JJ the Airplane. And who is India Royale? I'm gonna have to check that out. Let me jot that down. But the Kardashians, like, they got some stupid names for their kids. Like, one of them named like Chicago or some shit. And then I forgot what the other one, like, that lets me know that these motherfuckers can't be that creative. They can't be that bright. Like, I'd rather the fucking ghetto version of a name than fucking just name me after some old shitty ass city. Yeah, MJ, that's what I'm saying. Like, these celebrities just, they be out of their blanket. Oh no, we got a call coming in.
What the hell is Saw Sports?
What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in on the Denline this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, what kind of, make sure I got that too loud. What do you want to drop in the den this evening?
So it was like a question I was thinking about asking for a while. Like, you were talking about, you know, like porn stars and all, and I was wondering, like, in some videos, like, these porn actors, you know, would come in these porn stars, you know, vagina, and how come they don't get pregnant?
Oh, they have precautions that they take. You know, a lot of them are hopefully on some form of birth control with Plan B pills now. A lot of them take those just in case, you know, so they don't get pregnant. You know, they'll take those after the shoot if they do a lot of those. What are those? Because what was it? It was on Netflix, that one video where they were talking about, I forgot what it's called, but it was about the porn chicks. And so basically they would take Plan B pills and stuff like that. Yeah, but I say spermicide. There's a lot of different things that they have, like, to prevent the pregnancies from happening. And yeah, so hopefully that it all works. It would be, boy, wouldn't it be fucked to get pregnant from a porn shoot? That would be awful. That would be the worst. But yeah.
And then also, you know, talking about the blame game. Have you ever blamed someone, and has that ever backfired on you, or has anyone blamed you for something that backfired on them?
It's a very, very interesting question. I've been blamed for shit, I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact. I mean, I can't think of anything specifically. But as far as me blaming someone else and it kind of backfired, I mean, I really don't have anything that just comes directly. I'm sure, like, as a kid, I probably did something stupid and blamed. It wasn't me, it was him. And I know that, like I said, I talk about my Beaumont folks. And that one Annie, I was talking about her shitty motherfucking name. I remember her little kid blamed me for some stupid shit. Oh, I remember that little fucking punk. Well, he's older now, so he all right. But when he was back then, he was a fucking punk, goddamn. Gonna blame me. He was out there cussing. Little ass nigga was out there cussing. I say, boy, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to tell your mama. This little motherfucker ran inside and told his mama that we was out there cussing. And she come out there trying to, like, it didn't, try to tell that shit, a little bad bastard. Oh, don't y'all be out there, didn't want to hear it. Like, you raggedy bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't even watch your goddamn kids. Anyway, I ain't finna get it. That's a whole nother story about the motherfuckers who don't watch their goddamn kids. But yeah, I mean, I've been blamed for shit. I can't say that it backfired for me or for someone else, but I've definitely been blamed for shit that I didn't do. And that's unfortunate. Not mad now.
Oh, okay.
But I appreciate the call.
All right.
All right.
But
Look, Edmund done got me mad now because I'm mad at my cousins for no reason all over again. See, that's how memories work. I'm mad at the motherfucker. I ain't seen the motherfucker. Last time I seen him, we was cool. This ain't the ones I'm talking about, the brothers, them motherfuckers there. But my damn bone, my cousin. Last time I seen him, we was cool. We had no problem. It was all right. But now I done got here and started thinking about old last memories from childhood. Now I'm mad again and shit. That's fucking funny. All right, we got another call. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling on the dish line this evening? The dish line.
hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
What's the motherfucking man? I just called this bitch the dish line. I was trying to say the Denline and the Kush line at the same time, and I've called it officially the dish line. God damn. What's the motherfucking deal, Josh? What you want to drop in the den tonight?
Hey man, but about the blame game is I mean it does happen with people get blamed for stuff back and forth. I mean it's like Emma was talking about how some of like facts that I've been blamed for certain stuff that comes to find out it wasn't my fault and I have to deal with it. And yes, I get angry, but I mean I just deal with it on a day-by-day basis and stuff. And yeah, man, I'm out here in the trenches, man, out here in BNT, man. Just every day is something else, man. It's like that's why I'm talking about the pregnancy issue, because I seen it, because I don't know if you remember where Far Park was with 2 Chainz and a little baby, and people came down here, and I just looked that man up, and he found out, man, he just got that girl pregnant, and that girl 21 years old. I'm seeing everybody celebrating, and I'm like, oh, this is the next best thing, and she don't have to work a day in her life no more and stuff, man. It's just nobody want to work, nobody want to put time in no more, man. It is what it is.
And that's
but
go ahead.
Yeah, but it's crazy out here, man.
That's wild. Because that's what I'm saying. You got a very valid point, man. Nobody wants to build. Nobody wants to create. People just want to marinate off somebody else's existence, and that's fucking crazy shit to me. Like, I want to have my own legacy. You know, I want to have my own footprint. But there's a lot of these hoes these days and shit, hoe ass niggas too. They want to live a legacy of I'm such and such baby mama or baby daddy. You got niggas out here, Kevin Federline in it.
Yeah.
You got these other motherfuckers, Black China, and trying to get as many get pregnant by as many rappers or whoever that they can. That shit there is wild, man. That shit is fucking wild. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but I appreciate the call, Josh, man. That's some good shit. We can definitely go speak. You be careful out there too, man. You know, like I said, I know it's wild out there, man. So you.
All right, man. All right, that's real, man. All right.
Ready. But yeah, definitely be careful out there in the big money, man. Yeah, that's what I say. It's been a while, man, since I've been out that way. It's been quite some time. Yeah, Black China mom does look better than her, and that's sad. Black China looks like a budget sex doll. Like that's the the Alibaba on sale version of the sex doll. That ginger. I see. You say I'm trying to make it more women appealing. How so? For the dish. Yeah. Look, we was talking about, like, we were trying to figure out how they was cleaning up back in the Gap. You know what I'm saying? Well, they went to the dish den, and that's how they got it all together. Ain't that a bitch, man? Ain't that a bitch? That's fucking wild. The dish den. That's awful. That's fucking awful. That's terrible. That's terrible. Just terrible. Man. So, but definitely, man, I'm just sitting here thinking we will definitely have some more sauce action tomorrow. And for those of you who didn't see the message on the Twitters, if you're not following the Twitters, make sure you follow on the Twitter. And make sure you follow the Den on the gram and on the Twitter at Den Show Live on Instagram and Twitter. But what I was saying is that we'll get back to the sauce. That I'm gonna get back to the recording the videos. As far as the Texans, they'll get their recordings early, you know, for just the Texans only talk. But at this point, there's no more reason to dedicate entire streams and an entire week to the Texans, because I mean, it's really not worth it dedicating the fucking several hours a day to the Texans. And we're putting in more Texans time than they play a game, just only for these outcomes to be piss poor. So what's going to happen is we're going to get back to the formula, the format, the flavor that Soft Sports originally started with, and that is talking about all sports in Houston. So we're going to get back to talking about everybody I'm gonna force Hector to talk about the Dynamo and the Astros, even though I know he hates them all. I know he hates the Dynamo. I know he hates the Astros, but I'm gonna make him talk about them. No, but we're just gonna get back to, like I say, the segments now are gonna basically be nightly show, because that's how I used to do it. I'm just sitting there thinking about, like, it used to be H-Town Sports Tonight, and it was whatever was going on in the city. Somehow it got to just talking about the fucking Texans, and I'm just being honest, straight up right now, it's not even worth it to do that. Like, they'll still have their dedicated pregame and postgame, and so we'll still do that. But as far as anything else, they'll just get videos dedicated to them, a little 10, 15-minute recording, and go from there, because there's no point to spend hours talking about the Texans. They'll have a segment just like every other team. The worst team in town, compared to everybody. They are the worst team in town, professional, collegiate, whatever else it may be. So they will just have a segment just like every other team. They will get no more special treatment. So there's that. Yeah, back to the regular schedule, exactly. So again, they'll have a segment. We'll talk about them for a brief period, and then, like I said, we're going to talk about everybody else. So everybody will get a chunk. Everybody will get some time. Again, Rocket season will be getting ready to boot up soon. The Astros will be going into the playoffs soon, so we'll try to make sure to get more commentary on them. And it's going to be changing up a couple of things. Man. It is. It's awful. It's awful. Am I tired about to talk? But yeah, I am. I honestly am, because it's tired of talking about the same thing, because now the conversation has been every day, who should be the new head coach. It's not even about what they're doing on the field anymore. It's front office sucks. These players aren't playing worth the fuck. Who should be the new coach? There's only so much you can talk about that. You can only cover that so many times, especially when you're talking about hypotheticals. You exhaust those possibilities extremely quickly. And so there's that, man. And that's what I'm saying, when the Rockets are out there trying to make power moves, like the Rockets are trying to go for Butler, they've made big trades, they've gone after players with names, regardless of how people feel about them, that they're actually making moves that are what you would consider noteworthy. Somehow, some way, they're making moves that keep their names in the national conversation, not just barely getting talked about in Houston. Meanwhile, the Texans are working out every unknown they possibly can, making the cheapest moves that they possibly can, and it's like, no, there'll still be a pregame. Like, game day is going to be pregame, postgame, just like with the Rockets. They're going to get pregame, postgame, just like I did last year. So it's going to get back to the way it was, Well, the Dynamo, they're done, I'm assuming, and so can't really do that. But like I say, we'll look into some things. We'll definitely expand. We'll look back into, when the fights and things are coming up. We're going to get back to what it's supposed to be. All sports, only Houston, not all Texans, only losing, So, yeah, but I think I want to say, like, I don't want to say I caught every game, pregame and postgame last year, but I know it was damn near every game. Like, I know the overwhelming majority. I know I didn't miss that many, if I missed any at all, but I can't sit here and say that I caught every Rockets game, pre and post. I know there were some games where it might not have been a pregame, but there was a post game, and there were some games that might have been vice versa. But I know, because I think with the Rockets only did pre-games. Yeah, I think it was only pre-games on the Rockets, and I think we did post-games, like talking the next day. But I think in the playoffs might have did. I don't know, something like that. But either way, the Rockets will get the love that they deserve. But the post-games won't be as long because, timing and shit like that. Post-games may only be for, like, important games, big games, games where, that were good. Because just sometimes the timing with that is a little bit later, and it's a different deal. It might be something like that, like big games where they're playing against other star teams and stuff like that. We'll probably talk about those, where, the star players. But if it's like they playing fucking Dallas or something, I don't know. So that's what we'll look at like that. Probably the days like where they play like Sundays, where they play like noon games and shit like that. We'll do pre and post games, but just when it's just too late, and there's no point in doing it, or if it's so late that it's going to interfere with possibly a den or something like that, then it probably won't be a post game. Like I said, it just depends. But we'll at least make sure to get some pre games in. So we'll figure all that stuff out. What'd you say? Last comment I gave you. Power, what you got? Patty Mills. Patty Mills going to play patty cake all season. Is that what you're saying? Okay. No, fans will not show up. They will not show up to the games. This is not a basketball town. But what will happen is, if they would have beaten the Golden State Warriors in the final, everybody would have swore that they were the biggest Rockets fans. Everybody would have been down with the Rockets all year. Motherfuckers, you ain't never seen fucking with the Rockets. Like I say, you can't sell me, because I was committed to the bitches all fucking year. Actually, I think the year prior, I know the year prior, I think I started in the playoffs talking about the Rockets, or it was like towards the end of the season, because that's about the time I started the sauce. But like I said, I'm gonna ride all fucking season. I'm not gonna hop on at the end and just say, oh, I've been fucking with the Rockets. Yeah, Rockets my team. Because you seen motherfuckers you seen them seats that were empty all fucking year. Then motherfuckers show up for a half, still be late exactly. Last game 7, game 6, or game 7, motherfuckers be back at the house, be fucking late. You know what I mean? And it was just it's fucking crazy. It's wild. But again, you have people, and I can understand it, because I can understand it almost, but I can't use that excuse, because again, I don't pay as much attention to the Stros, but I know people been going to those fucking games. Once they won the championship, it's different. But what you're gonna have is the Rockets prior to have been, the most competitive team probably consistently in this town over the last decade or so. Again, you'll have people who will just wait till the Western Conference Finals to see if they get with Golden State again. But then when you have teams like that, I can understand it, but I can't justify it. So it is what it is. Man, it's cool, man. It's cool. Like, it's tempting, because I almost wanted to eat a burger today, but because I was away having to take care of some things, and I was just like, man, look, let me pull up on a burger real quick. But I was just like, nah, let me get a little slush action to tide me over. Had actually some vegetarian burritos today, so that was pretty interesting. It's pretty good. And that is not food. A salad from McDonald's, you can leave a salad from McDonald's in your car for fucking 2 months. That bitch will be just as green as it was the day you bought that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, stuff like I said, I'm gonna go for a little bit and just see how it lasts. The thing that helps is having a variety of options, because at first I was just thinking a bunch of fucking salads. This shit gonna be ass. But when you have a variety of options, I think that definitely helps. When you get creative with the shit, it definitely helps, man. So I appreciate that. Thinking better, I don't know so much if it's thinking better. I don't feel that type of difference, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know what the benefits are, honestly. I'm trying it out for a little while to see if I do feel different overall. I think it takes a little bit to get it going. I don't know if it's, like I say, health wise, but I won't lie. I have been, well, not as of late, but like game day, I did some snacking on some fucking cookies and shit like that. So I'm sure that's not helping the benefits of the benefits of whatever weight loss or anything that's supposed to come with it. So I don't know, but I mean, I've been eating a lot of fucking pistachios and fucking walnuts in the meantime, probably way too many, and so I'm sure those things like that don't help. But we'll see exactly how it goes, because like I said, I think I still got some cleansing to do. Say baked chicken, veg, cardio, strength training, and that's probably part of it too. And damn, I didn't even think about that. That's what I need to get back on. I might take my ass to the fucking gym tonight. No, I'm probably not online. It's the fucking middle of the week to start getting going. Because I've been doing my little body weight shit somewhat, but not as consistent as I need to. But I need to just kind of get my little minimal weights back in, because like I said, I stopped and my shoulders were kind of fucking up. But since I've been doing, the yoga thing, focusing a lot more on the shoulders and the shoulders and neck area, And then I was reading a thing, and it was talking about, you know, weightlifting for taller people and how it's a big difference than, you know, with doing certain movements and things like that, and, you know, trying to get the same. I remember being in high school. We're gonna wrap it up here in a little bit. I remember being in high school. This little short motherfucker. He couldn't have been about 5'5", maybe 5'6" at the time, if that. And don't tell me, man, you tall people, you guys got it easier when it comes to lifting weights, because, you know, you got to reach the bar up here. I got to lock all the way out to reach. What is that? What are you talking about? That means I got to go so much further with the bar to get the same amount of movement. The little reps you doing super quick. You know what I'm saying? You're in a better position than I am. Like, it's a journey to get the bar all the way down here and then get it all the way back up there. Just because I can reach and extend it above the bar doesn't mean that it's easier for me to work out. Like, it's fucking crazy. But in his mind, you know, he justified that there was you know, there was an advantage for me being taller. I'm like, there's a lot more going on over here, buddy. But yeah, I was reading about this stuff, and it was just saying certain exercises that really don't benefit taller people as much. And, you know, some of those things were things that I was doing. So I'm going to be kind of looking into trying to formulate a little bit better of a program, focusing, targeting certain things that I want to key in on, and kind of go from that, you know. So there's that. Why y'all think most short people power lift? Oh yeah, this act with Jack. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, a little short, small motherfucker be trying to say, oh man, you know, y'all tell me, I'll get the hell out of here. Do you realize there's a much greater distance that we have to travel? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just squat half an inch. Like, we gotta like take a seat and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the fucking shit is craziness. But so before the end started, I was laughing. There was some meme. It was created of a phone combo, and a guy said, "Can I bring buffalo cauliflower?" Okay, that sounds disgusting. That sounds awful. I want nothing to do with anything like that. A little short fat guy squatting 700. Yeah, a little short fat chick squatting 700 too. A little short fat Samoans. That's fucking funny. He said calisthenics been saving eggs. That's something I would definitely like to get into, but I need to find a park that has some bars and things like that. So I don't like eating. It's so boring. The throwing up part is fun. But there's that. Yeah, there's definitely finding length in jeans. Yeah. My bench right now is probably awful. I'm like, I don't even know. Don't even let me lie to you. Don't let me lie to you. I probably, and this is just guesstimating because, like I said, it's been so long. I mean, no, I don't. The Bodyweight Bible. I don't know what I did with that. I gotta find it. Let me see. Yeah, shit. Fucking Heidi probably strong as me. If she can hit that on the bench, that's probably where I'm at. I probably, like, honestly, I probably can't fucking. I could probably give you. I don't know, because I'm talking shit, because I know last time I hadn't worked out for a long ass time and I hopped on the bench, I still had a good 2 and some change in me. If I had to get it up off me, I'd probably be able to give you 2.5. But I'm not even going to say nothing like that. So, that was speed. I wasn't fucking. I was speed. I had some pass rush moves. I wouldn't say strength. I could get you with a bull rush every now and then, just, you know, get you off balance. But it definitely wasn't strength, because I ain't never work out. I didn't work out until after fucking high school. Like, I would never go to the fucking workouts and shit. Coach didn't want to let me play 7-on-7 because they had everybody doing mandatory workouts. And the rest of the team, they said, man, come play 7. I was like, man, fuck that, because I ain't going to them fucking summer workouts. Fuck that shit. I wasn't even going to play football. And all that other shit. So, you know, short nigga savage. That's fucking funny, man. That's fucking funny. But yeah, well, I have to see. Like I said, I really have to see the bench, bar, everything, good warm up. Yeah, I could probably get you 250 if it was just. No, it wasn't Coach Brown. But man, the workout we had then, it was kind of stupid. And that's why we're talking about the blame game. I blame that workout for my shoulder problems because we would work the same fucking. But that wasn't him. It was the strength coach then that had us doing like stupid shit. Like we would work the same muscles over and over. We would do. You had like a set workout. Like so, while one group would be doing core, and core would be like bench, incline, squat, deadlift, I think like a power clean, something like that. It was like 7 exercises. So when offense would be doing, say, core, defense would be doing a circuit. And the circuit would be, a variety of shit. I mean, a bunch of shit. I mean, you did a bunch of exercises. You would go about, I think, 45 to a minute or something like that. I forgot about how long it was. But, they blow the whistle, you go to the next machine. And then you'd have step-ups. You'd have the fucking sit-up machine. You'd have, like, lat pull-downs or whatever. You'd have the little fucking fly machine. You have a bunch of shit. It was a bunch of shit in the fucking the circuit. But this is where it was stupid, is because every day after your workout, so offense would be on core, defense would be on circuit. You switch it up every other day. Okay, cool. That's understandable. You could deal with that. But you didn't really get the muscle rest you needed. But after that, you had some shit called after. And after was determined by position group. And so what would be stupid is like after, depending on what day, you had or whatever, you may do some of the same workouts that you just did. So say you have, because after consisted primarily of core stuff. It had, some pull-ups, had a couple other different things in there. But so you'd have after, and after would be intense because you'd have to do like so much a percentage of whatever your max or whatever it was. And so it like you might have just done bench that day and some other shit. When you did core, you'd have to backdoor and go to, depending on what your after was, it would be targeting like a particular muscle group. And you may go back and do fucking incline bench and something else that day. So it's like you would be repeating a lot of these same exercises, and a lot of guys were having fucking, shoulder issues, fucking tears and joints and shit like that. Like it was wild, man. So it was crazy. But, there's that. Speed skating. You can't speed skate while you sip drink. What kind of shenanigan is that? But again, man, the card 5. What happened if it's finally fucking dropping? I thought that shit was supposed to drop on the 21st. Goddamn. But I'll check it out. I might look into it. We'll see what's up with it. But here's the deal. I'm gonna call it a wrap. I got a couple of things I got to work on, so I need to take a peek, see it. But again, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all, all of my wonderful friends in the den. I don't know. Let me be honest with you. I don't know, because like I say, when I first got there, they had me on scout team, and I used to be fucking shit up. Like not like to be, because like I say, you understand, it took me a long time before I'd even just say shit like that, because I've never been a real conceited or braggadocious person. Like, I had some homeboys from North Shore, and when I first got there, this is how one of them introduced themselves is, yeah, because the year before that, they beat our ass in high school. Like, it was a big game, and they beat our ass. Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm such and such. I'm the one to return that punt on you. That's how he introduced himself. I was like, all right, well, fuck you, little nigga. You know what I'm saying? Real conceited little dude. It ended up being my partner, ended up being a cool little nigga, man. I knew that I was doing something right when this dude came out his way. He came to me after practice, and he was just like, I don't know what the fuck you doing, But you need to keep doing that shit because you're the only thing they talk about in practice is how come nobody stopped it. Because all they would do is give me scout looks. Okay, here you play. And I never played linebacker or thing. They just give you a card here, run this defense, give them this look. And I used to be fucking picking Cobb off all the time, like fucking knocking shit down, fucking sacks. I mean, it was just, I would eat like it. And so once they started out halfway, had a little something going, they fucking, actually had me playing. And then they, about a couple of games in, they pulled my red shirt and I played. So there's that. I don't even want to talk about that score. That was an awful score. The worst score. Mike B, what's the motherfucking deal? But yeah, it was bad. It was real bad. Motherfucker was faking injuries and shit. Motherfucker, have you ever seen somebody get put into the Matrix in real life? I mean, like, in the Matrix with the fucking scene where the bullet scene stopped and they fucking turned the whole fucking camera and everything was in slow motion. I've seen somebody get stiff armed into the Matrix, and it was not nice. It was not nice. I was like, wow. That motherfucker pride was hurt, so he faked the injury, got off the fucking field. So it was awful. Yeah, I had a couple in the Hawaii Bowl. I should have had some more. I missed a few. I can't lie about that. I was very disappointed in that game. I was very upset. I was more upset about the ones I missed. I had some some associates that was locked up that was watching the game. They was like, that's my dog right there. They said they was crunk, had the whole fucking tank crunk watching that shit because my name got said on TV. Oh my God. 2 brothers got fucking shook in one play. That's the same little nigga I was talking about. The when they both got shook on that fucking return, that's the nigga who was talking about, you remember me, I'm the one that returned the kickoff or the punt, whatever it was. A kickoff, I do believe. He's like, I'm the one that returned that kickoff on y'all. And fucking 2 brothers got shook on the same play. That's a family affair right there. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And then that was like the play they showed the next day on the fucking the little sport. Yeah, exactly. High school sports extra. Hell yeah. That was craziness. Yes, it was versus Hawaii. Yeah, it was versus Hawaii and Timmy Chang. Not Timmy Chan, Timmy Chang. And who was that? June Jones was the coach that year. So there's that. But again, my friends, mi amigos, I appreciate all of y'all. But with that being said, I appreciate, what you say, Vance McDonald stiff. Oh man, he from Big Money? Oh, okay. Man, look, I don't even want to talk about Kiki. We'll talk about him tomorrow because we'll just discuss him tomorrow. Kiki. We'll see. But again, with that being said, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. My face is all digitally disappearing now. So with that being said, slide on out. I appreciate y'all. Mike Vice, what's the motherfucking deal? We riding. Oh, I remember that fucking scene right there. She got killed right before I could pick her up. But y'all be cool, man. I appreciate y'all. And I thank you for joining me in the den. Y'all ain't got to go home. There is no mixer tonight. Again, that's only for the weekend. So we'll do that on Friday. I gotta look at something new for the mixer. I gotta see if I find a new game to fuck with. But I appreciate all of y'all. Oh man, we'll talk about that later. Donkey thing is something we gotta discuss. But y'all ain't got to go home, man. But y'all gotta get the fuck up out of here. I'm gonna call it a wrap. Adios. My face is disappearing. I don't feel so good.